you're doing systematic literature review process and synthesizing the multiple study findings in a synthesis table in Excel sheet and all. Yeah, or else you can use softwares for extracting data and all other things you are doing. So, how you should summarize the findings of multiple studies? That is the real challenging part in the systematic literature review and meta-analysis process, right? So, how to synthesize that? In systematic literature review, this is called as a qualitative uh, research synthesis. Okay. In SLR, the another type is second type is quantitative research synthesis. Okay. So in this qualitative research synthesis, you can understand from this words itself, qualitative, you are summarizing the text-oriented findings, right? Maybe a phrases or paragraphs or sentences or any other thing like that in text format. How you can summarize that? Four ways are there. One is content analysis. Second is thematic analysis. Third is narrative analysis. Fourth one is framework analysis. So these are the four types of analysis you can use for synthesizing the qualitative research synthesis method in a SLR. So what is content analysis? Based on your study theme and study theory or variables like that, you can summarize the findings based on that theory or like that. So, thematic is based on thematic is also similarly like content analysis, but in content analysis there is a method called directed quantitative content analysis is there, that is also called as DQCA method. Okay, you can give the codings for your study variables, frequently collected study variables. You can give as a code, and you can give a code like 1 2 3 or A1 B, A2 B, like anything. That is up to your study theme, and I like that. Based on that you can code that, and based on that you can run a frequency table, and you can summarize the result also, right? This is one kind of analysis. Second one is thematic analysis. Based on the theoretical concepts you can give. Second thing is you can give some set of research questions for your study. The broad research question is there, but under the systematic literature review you may have some common questions to address. For example, if you may have 10 studies, means for 10 questions, means for 10 questions you can answer the you can answer from the multiple studies, like that you can give in a thematic wise. Third one is narrative analysis. Like a story you can write with the proper citations. Just you should argue like a story. You should narrate your research issues, right? Then fourth one is framework analysis. If your study has some any other framework given by any author, like that, means if that framework has, if 3 dimensions or 5 dimensions or 8 dimensions, like any other framework will be there. Based on the framework you may fit the research results from multiple studies. That is the fourth thing of framework analysis. Then fifth one is quantitative research synthesis. In this you can do meta-analysis, meta-regression, word counting, forest plot. These are the four types you can use for synthesizing your quantitative results. Meta-analysis means you can simply collect the sample size of the study and all other statistical stuffs, right? analysis, meta regression, word counting, forest plot, the collecting or extracting the data is common for all those four process. What are all you should collect means I will list here. You should collect the sample size of each study. Then you should collect the study may have mean, standard deviation, standard error, uh, basic stuffs I will write, standard error, then chi-square, then the outcome results may be in form of correlation, regression, odds ratio, risk ratio, and the scale measures. Like any other, they can provide their results. They could provide their results in their study. So you should collect all those stuffs for each study and uniformly. Then in the complication arises here is some study may give the output in correlation, some study may give in regression, some study may give in odds ratio or any other statistical tool. You should mention every outcome for the statistical measure for each study. For correlation, you give a separate column. Regression, give the separate column. Odds ratio, give the separate column. For each study, for different studies, they may have different results and different statistical measure. For each study, you should give the separate column and give the common column. That is a conversion of statistical measure. Conversion of statistical measure. There is a common formula for there. I will show that in next video. For conversion, you can convert the correlation to common ratio. For example, you can convert all those statistical measure to correlation, or else you can convert all those measure to regression. It is very easy, and computing this statistical conversions is not difficult at all in this AI era. We can convert that. I have the formula, I will show you in the upcoming video, and based on that you may convert that, and you can calculate the effect size and heterogeneity test, and you can run the publication bias and forest plot, funnel plot, like everything will be followed after collecting all those stages, right? So these are the synthesis method of quantitative research synthesis. Hope you understand this concepts to synthesizing the results from multiple studies for qualitative research and quantitative research in SLR, right? Thank you.